either to swap P hex for Pulse pre-bridge, or don't do that at all, and
You've
just
just been
just wait for the launch and bridge in USDC and buy at the launch.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna most likely double up my Pulse X bag, and bring in fresh powder for a Pulse chain bag.
and I did the whole 80-20 rule where I did 80% for Pulse Chain already and 20% for Pulse X already. And I'm going to sit on it for 2 months and watch you guys do your thing and watch things stable out a little while.
I did opposite Eco Builder. I did like 90 Pulsex and 10% Pulse Chain. That's cool. We're the yin and yang.
So I'm asking as a person who didn't sacrifice.
Oh, okay, that makes a difference. DCA down the first initial dip on both.
So where do I get the most buck for my money? To swap pre-bridge or just DCing at the launch?
Get your copy. Get Hex. What I would do, not financial advice, right? I would buy Hex, stay liquid, right? And I'll buy it on Polygon network because you don't pay those ridiculous fees. Jump over and get your copy. So now you doubled up.
But the thing is, Hex will probably pump just before mainnet launch. And I want to take profits because I know there will be a small dump once Pulse Chain launches. And I don't want to lose money on that dump. You get me? So will Richard tell us, all right, snapshot has been taken? Like, will he give us like a signal?
He's not giving anybody a heads up on the snapshot. He's gonna surprise everybody on that. He's just gonna give you a heads up that there's this window opportunity to do your ratio trades before the general public gets access, right?
But that before that, the snapshot must be taken, isn't it?
Right, but he's not gonna tell you.
So right now we have the opportunity to buy Hex to get copies, right? And then as anticipation builds, that Hex will grow in price. And then Richard will not tell us exactly when the snapshot's going to go, but he'll take the snapshot and make Pulse Chain go live. This is my understanding of the events. So Pulse Chain's now live, and we have no bridge yet. And so there will be like this time period where we can trade on Pulse Chain, but there's no bridge over to Ethereum. And then the bridge over to Ethereum is created or implemented. Am I understanding this right? In the hood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So maybe you could double up on that Hex initial dry powder into the market, buy your Hex now, ride it up, sell a portion of it after you ride it up, and then wait for the copy of the other stuff, because there's going to be plenty of people who want P Hex, who including myself.
Me too.
I want to have a higher status in P Hex than I already have in E Hex. Mm-hmm. So I will gladly trade some of the stuff that I've already sacrificed for some of that P Hex that you're going to get a copy of, or that you're going to get free copies.
I believe P Hex is going to be more valuable in general, right? Because we don't have to worry about the gas prices on the Ethereum side.
Well, it being on its native chain, then it's going to be regular Hex over there, because it's going to be Richard Hart product on top of Richard Hart product. And that was one of those like initial thoughts way back in the day. Whenever everything's described to you, you're just like, well, yeah, of course it's going to be more valuable. But then like everybody who already has their E-Hex is just like, no, don't think that way. Our stuff is still going to be valuable. And it is still going to be valuable on ETH. And the share rate is just going to pick up exactly where the right when Pulse Chain goes live and those copies are made, the share rate's going to pick right up.
So do y'all think that E-Hex will reach all-time highs again before mainnet?
I don't know, man, because the question of like when are we gonna see 10-cent hex again? That was posed today in this chat, and that was pretty hard. It was pretty hard to come up with.
Before Pulsechain launches, right? Like
At least 3 months. Like once
mhm.
V3 goes live, then we have 3 more months at least after that.
For some reason, I think it's already implemented V3, right? And people don't really know that they've been using it on testnet, and he's just going to surprise launch everybody. But yeah, 3 months from now.
We still have to have all this bullshit shaking out of all the other stuff that's happening in the markets.
Yeah,
I still don't think that we're gonna do this whole like we're gonna be alone and turn heads. Instead, I think we're gonna turn heads after everybody's like on their fucking knees and their balls hurt.
I think
yeah.
Pulsechain.
I don't think we're gonna reach all-time high in 3 months. I could most likely I'll probably be wrong, but yeah, I don't think we are.
And I'm not saying that we are.
Maybe.
I'm saying it would be at least three months after V3 is announced.
Right, and that could be
That you already
whenever,
think
right?
is in implementation.
Yeah, I like that'd be awesome, right? Like a lot of people have been waiting patiently.
Somebody else is dying
Testnet,
trying.
he probably been done with freaking V3 long time ago, but he did say he has it private and running. Hex took 2 years to launch, right? So did Ethereum. So did every other coin, technically, right?
Yeah, there's another. Yeah.
And we are at a 1 year mark for the sacrificers of Pulsechain. What a year and a half mark.
Yeah,
You just
time's
need
flying.
4 more months.
Obviously, the safe play is to have as much liquid hex as you can hold for the copy. Then maybe you could ratio trade that if the ratio makes sense. If you wanted to get Pulse, or bring in fresh powder when the bridge opens. I mean, there is a possibility that other bridges open day one, but may not have the same. Won't have the same liquidity.
Hey,
He did get
Hex.
pissed off, right? Like Richard Hurt, because everybody kept on asking him, "Oh, when is Pulsechain?" What if he's all, you know what? No, now there's no window for you guys. No more heads up. It launches when it launches, and there you go. That's your punishment.
Hey, Hex to live. Why is it that you put less in on Pulsechain and more in on Pulsex? Was that just because of what was available at the time?
No, it was just timing with funds, and
That's what I meant.
originally he's going to go 50-50. We had a couple guys going on this little pool.
But you didn't even know that Pulsex was going to have a sacrifice whenever you were doing Pulsechain, right? I don't think that I knew that there was going to be a second sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now.
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah,
that's
The
Tybal's
Dex
giving me a
announcement.
thumb up.
The Dex announcement was after.
Yeah.
No one knew.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Tybal's giving the thumbs up. Yeah, because I remember how much I put in, and then I was estimating off of what I put in already, and was like, yeah, I'll probably only put like 20% of that, and I ended up putting like the twice as much as what I thought, which ended up being the whole 20/80 rule on all the sacrifices. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just kind of getting in early with Hex, I just like that residual, like just that ongoing yield, and having a chunk of an exchange that you can generate yield with and then I don't know when Richard first mentioned the buy and burn, and then it was like, oh fuck, I'm so glad it worked out that way. Just having a chunk of that L1 transaction, generating that revenue just seemed like a pretty secure long-term moneymaker.
Sweet.
I guess it partly because of how Richard trained my brain from the beginning. Just, long-term generating yield, patience, and and partly luck as far, we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, it was interesting thinking about it.